One of the most confusing and not properly taught or understood concept in JavaScript is the this keyword. Okay? Now, if you have attempted to study JavaScript, you already know, or you may have heard of the this keyword. And you're lucky that you're taking this course, and I'll explain to you the concept of the this keyword in extremely simple terms, and you will be able to use them correctly and even ace the interview questions. And you may know the definition of the this keyword and how to use it maybe better than the interviewer. Okay? So let's take a look. You go to page number 12, section number 18 of your cheat sheet. You zoom in over here and let's get started. Now, the first thing is ignore all the code over here. We're going to take this piece by piece so you understand it correctly. So the this keyword is used inside a function. So the JavaScript engine gives you a special keyword called this. That's all it's called. It's called this, all right? So the this keyword is always used inside a function. The this keyword is merely a reference to another object. All right, so far so good. This is a keyword and it's really a reference to another object. Now the question becomes, what object is it referring to? And that's where the tricky part is, but it's not going to be that tricky for you because I'll explain it to you. So what the this keyword refers to depends on the scenario or the way the function is implemented. Okay, so the this keyword is inside a function and the this keyword points to another object. Okay, what object does it point to? That depends on the way the function was implemented. Okay, so there are only three scenarios to keep in mind. Here are the three scenarios to remember. Scenario number one, the this keyword is inside a regular function. So this is a regular function. I call it fun. And actually, let's not just look at this example. I'll code it for you live, all right? So I'm going to create a variable. I'm going to call it name, and I'm going to set the name to, let's say, Fatima. All right, that's a popular name in Muslims and in Pakistan, where I am born in, the country I was born in. And I'm going to create a function called fun. And this function is going to say, let's say, console.log name. And you know that since the keyword name or the variable name is not inside the scope, it's going to go outside the scope and look for that, right? So far so good. Refresh. Oh, I'm not calling the fun. So I'm going to do invoke the function. I refresh and I get Fatima over here. Perfect. Now you also know that we just saw that over here that this keyword, when used inside a function, will point to an object, and which object it is going to point to? That object is going to be the global object. So we know that the outermost scope is the global scope, and that is the global object. So if I simply do this dot name, this over here refers to the global object. So global is outside, and the global object has Fatima in it. So window dot, I'll just go over here and say window dot name is Fatima. So the name variable is attached to the global object as a property. So if I do this and now I save and I refresh, I still get Fatima because this is referring to the global object. So that's the first scenario, very simple, not complicated. And if I go back to our cheat sheet over here, there's a note down over here. Oops, over here. The note says, in the browser, the global is the window object, as you know by now. And in Node.js, if you're using the Node.js environment of JavaScript, there's no window object, so the global is actually a global object. There's a special object in Node.js called global, and that's the global object. So keep that in mind depending on where you're using your JavaScript. So that's scenario number one. I'm going to stop the video here, and then we're going to look at scenario number two in the next video.